A business group calls on the Transportation Department to privatize the EDSA busway and bus service as a solution to the ongoing traffic crisis in Metro Manila. Joining us now is Management Association of the Philippines, Eduardo Yap. Mr. Yap, thank you so much for joining us. About 2 years ago, you were one of the key advocates of this new busway system along EDSA. Has it been more efficient than the old yellow bus lanes?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. The new busway is much more efficient than the defunct yellow bus lanes because the new busway is like an expressway where buses now run unimpeded by traffic, whether rain or shine, even during rush hour traffic. Uh, Bus travel time now is much less. It's faster, and commuters are enjoying a shorter commute.
Correct.
In fact, in June, an average of 265,000 passengers were carried daily on the busway with just less than 500 buses.
So Ed, I'd like to jump in, no? I mean, by moving the bus lanes from the right all the way to the center island, I mean, we're not anymore seeing buses zigzagging their way through EDSA. And now there's more order among the public
Exactly.
buses. So why should the EDSA
Exactly.
busway and the bus
Because
service be privatized? What are its current problems?
Well, it's like this, no? The good news is that finally we have our own busway. We joined close to 200 such busways in the world with our own. But the bad news is that this is a work in progress that is taking too long to complete. And there are many deficiencies. That's why we're seeing severe congestions in the bus stations. Every day we see in social media images of commuters lining up in long queues that extends from the platform all the way to the station and up to the sidewalk. This should not happen.
So, Mr.
This
Yap,
should not
should they
happen.
add then more buses on this busway? So
It's not
many
just a
more
question
passengers
of
can be
more
serviced.
buses. Rico, it's not just a question of more buses. The stations must be adequate to accommodate the buses. Otherwise, they'll just line up.
So what will a privatized EDSA busway and bus service system look like?
Well, it's like this, no? There are certain global standards, best practices in busway design. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is that our infrastructure for the busway is not in conformity with these standards. You showed that image. That is the ideal busway station. The platform must be wide to accommodate more passengers. The platform must be long in order for buses to be able to dock simultaneously. Unfortunately, these are not being followed. If you
Right.
look at Guadalupe, for instance, the platform is too narrow and then it's too short. Now,
Well, Mr.
that
Yap, from what
we
I see from the current EDSA busway system, they're basically just using whatever available infrastructure is there and making it a makeshift EDSA busway. So how soon would you want
exactly.
the EDSA busway privatized so it could look as modern as the sketches
You-
and pictures that we're being shown right now?
Your observation is very correct. Um, Initially, the idea is to make use of the MRT stations as interim solution in order to test the concept of the busway. This was a brilliant solution by Secretary Tugade. But this interim solution should have given way to more permanent solutions with dedicated footbridges for the busway. Because the MRT itself, especially now, after the rehabilitation has been completed and can accommodate more passengers, the MRT stations will be very crowded.
So Mr.
The
Yap,
busway station should not add
Mr. Yap,
to that congestion.
Mr. Yap, briefly, no, we have about 45 seconds till the end of this interview. Have you already
Yes.
submitted this proposal to Secretary Bautista, and what has he said about it?
Yes, well, we wrote a letter to Secretary Bautista listing all the necessary improvements in order to upgrade the system, because there are so many deficiencies that has to be corrected, and those that are the missing components have to be completed. No, but then seeing how it is being done by the implementing agency, and because of the inadequate fiscal support being given to the busway, we believe that privatization will hasten the
Right.
completion of the busway, and in accordance with global standards, because that is the desire of Secretary Bautista. He wants our public transportation to be up to global standard, and we believe that a private concessionaire can give us that.
Thank you so much for your insights on the EDSA busway system. Management Association of the Philippines, Eduardo Yap.